What's happening? We're supposed to be talking about the Pat Healy Jim Miller fight, but you're actually distracted because Ronda Rousey is on the TV in a leather top.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked leather to me.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got this one fucking wrong, everybody.
Yeah,
because
but other things that looked good was Pat Healy. This was his debut in the UFC. He's just said he's been waiting 7 years to be interviewed by Joe Rogan, and he put on one hell of a dominant performance in round 2s and 3s.
Now, if there's anything that Jim Miller could be wishing for, he could wish for there was probably another 15 to 20 seconds in round 1 because he had Pat Healy.
Yes, he did.
He had him.
If that punch he throws comes over the top, to me, he should have probably gone to elbows. If he goes to elbows, I think it might have got called.
He got it. But he didn't. He allowed that shit to get in the second round. Pat Healy's got the type of style where he keeps pressing you and pressing you and pressing you, and it wore Jim Miller down. And eventually he got the second round and went into the third round, and he finished him. And that's only the second time that Jim Miller's ever been finished in his career.
Now, going into this fight, UFC has redone the rankings, and Jim Miller was highest fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Healy's not ranked at all. I don't know how quickly you're going to catapult him up or who next he should fight, but I'm thinking somebody who's on, somebody else just got finished would be a good person for him to fight.
Yeah, your boy Diaz.
Yeah, I'd love to see him fight.
I'd like to see him fight Nate Diaz, man. I think that's cool because he's got that pressing style.
They both have pressing style, so they would just press right into each other.
Yeah, and then if you take it to the ground, like he seemed like once he took Jim Miller to the ground, that's what hurt Miller. Now, whereas he did that to someone like Diaz, then you got to do it if it's BJJ. So that could be an interesting matchup.
And Miller wasn't in the slots on his back. Miller came close to pulling off a submission here or there, but it just seemed like Pat Healy, I don't want to say he wanted it more, but I mean, he looked like he wanted it more.
Yeah, he just wanted it more. He's like, this is my debut in the UFC. I want this interview with Jim Rogan, which is,
Jim Rogan?
I'm making up names now.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Now,
Jim Rogan, John Rogan, James Rogan.
Did anyone think when these two guys walked into the ring you had the Hatfields versus the McCoys, or was that just the only one who thought that?
It was definitely the Hatfields versus the McCoys.
Yeah, those two guys look like
and the
cousins.
McCoys won.
I mean, their family tree has one branch.
Yeah, straight up. And we're out.